day to all out there who are listening in this moment. It is I, Jesus of Nazareth. I am that I am. You may wonder why I start with this statement, but it is a statement used by all masters and every master that has ever existed, because it is a statement saying, I am. I am God. I am Source. I am created in the likeness of Source, as are all of you. For you see, in the heart, when you truly go deep within, you connect to the flame that is the source within, the flame that created your being. Do you see? For it is essential that you all are aware that it is through the heart space. This heart space many talk of, but few understand, few even bother to learn about it. For we want to tell you now, deep in the confines of your heart is a beautiful space that if you quieten your mind, quieten your breathing, quieten your surroundings, you will find peace within you, a peace that truly is that of Source. It doesn't just happen. You have to work to find it. Walking in nature, gently sitting by a tree, forgetting yourself for a moment to come home to the true part of who you truly are. Love. You are all made from Source love. And you so forget. You get caught up in the turmoils that are around and about. You hurt each other. Some of you maim each other and kill each other. It is a choice you make in that moment. There is no external driving force saying, you must, you will. The saddest thing of all is it is because your heart is not open, and therefore it is cold, and, as the saying goes, heartless. Most acts of cruelty come about by heartlessness, by a sinking in frequency to quite a dense space. Some beings, there is cruelty because of poverty. Poverty they feel they cannot climb out of. So if their donkey's carrying too much, it is because they don't have choice. That is a different thing entirely. That is the painstaking difficulty of toiling each day and becoming fatigued, careworn. And the being that is the animal also has to suffer alongside. What if we told you the being came to that person to alleviate their suffering? You would not believe that. But many of you never understand the animals alongside you are God's beautiful beings. They didn't fall like humanity. Humanity fell into dense energy. But these beautiful beings all around you, they did not go into separation from Source. They feel everything. They are compassionate with you. They love you. And even when you hurt them, they try to understand the human. For they know in their hearts, because they are filled with God love. Filled. You look into your dog's eyes and what do you see? Mainly you see love. If you are going to kick your dog, then maybe you will see fear. And that is natural for any being. Nobody likes meanness. Nobody likes someone controlling them, for it is not God's way. Upon your earth at the moment, the grip of control has gone on for centuries and centuries. But I am here to tell you now it is losing its grip, bit by bit, and that depends on all of you. It depends on you all moving into your hearts and demanding a better way, a fairer way, a deeper compassion for all those around you, and coming together in communities with like projects where it is feeding, i.e. growing, whether it is nurturing those that need care more, like the aged and the children, but from a heart space, from a place where those that love these beings, some love children more than others, some love animals more than others, and that is fine, for it is decreed that for everything there is love. Some are here to assist the planet, some are here to speak, some are here to get involved in pushing things forward, and some even are here to agitate, shall we say, the status quo. Their role is to break things down, to say this is not acceptable, this is not what we choose. This power over us, it is wrong, it is controlling, and we cannot breathe fully with this hanging over us. Some of the countries in the world are squabbling at the moment like tiny children. I want this, this is mine, you're not having that, how dare you be in the way of what I want. This is giant egos gone crazy. And there are many out there, but some are in the limelight. Some are treating weaponry like toys, but they are real and they hurt and they damage. These beings are not connected to their hearts, for all they see is what they want to control, what they want to take off others. That is not source, that is greed, that is control, that is willfulness. And we are saying these things so that when you look out at your world, you recognize these beings, the ones who are power grabbing, land grabbing, think they can take anything they want. But let me tell you, they may find themselves at a later date having to experience others controlling them, for that is the way. What you reap, you must sow. I have always said this, and some equate it as the law of karma. But you see, if you inflict things on others, the only way you can understand is to have it inflicted perhaps upon yourself. And then they see the folly of their ways. For there are many that are troubled by this. Many would like it to change, but they feel powerless. You as an individual are never, ever powerless. Not ever. In your heart you have love. You have source love. The most powerful thing of all. And what we would say, if you come in peace and you love your way into things, you rise above the frequencies of dense energy, control, manipulation. You will find newer ways to bring in a better way of living for everyone. Many people on your world are struggling at the moment to make ends meet. Many of these systems have inflated the price of everything. So whether it is your shoes, your clothes, whether it is anything, there is a difficulty in obtaining what you need to survive, to live. And it is getting tighter. How can this be right? It is not God's way. Many of you need to spend more time tuning. Listen to gentle music before you sleep. Breathe gently. Sitting in your garden. Look after your body like it is a temple, for it is a temple. Fast food. It has made everything so convenient for us all. You see, when you have no time, you get home and you're tired, you don't want to cook, so you dial up the fast food. Many fast foods are not that great for your body, and intrinsically you know it, but you can't be bothered because you're tired, because you're on that treadmill created for you. And this is what we are talking about, the treadmill, the treadmill, the treadmill. You get up each day. It is like Groundhog Day in a different guise. For many have to go and earn their crust and pay their taxes. And in the evening they flop in front of the TV mainly, or go to the gym to burn off steam. Some take up gentle pursuits, some perhaps meet up with friends, but a lot of you after your day, you're tired and you don't have the energy left to focus on you, self-care, or any of those things. It is not natural for a man to work from dusk till dawn, and in the heat, it is murderous sometimes to the physical body, let alone anything else, and many countries are not equipped with the infrastructure when the heat gets too high or the cold gets too cold, for nothing is invested unless there is a profit. And this is the world we are talking of. Profit margins, profit margins, profit margins. Even the water boards, they charge their customers more, but their shareholders get the same profit. How is that balanced? It is not balanced, for there is greed. They should be spending more money on the infrastructures, and their customers shouldn't have to whack the bill, so the shareholders keep getting what they're used to. It is all screwed. It is out of sync. It is not aligned to source. You see, the natural way is to share, to invest, but to know the investment is for everyone. And this is the problem with the world at the moment. So many only care about themselves and their families and their car and maintaining their life. And for whatever reason that is, they have stopped caring about their neighbour, the person down the road who is struggling. We are not saying you are all uncaring. What we are saying, you are so taken up with surviving that you don't have the time or the energy. And the planet needs to get back to a place where she is thriving. The soil is tampered with. It has chemicals. It has fake fertilizers that are not that organic. And the soil is dying. I will tell you now, the soil on the planet is dying. And if that dies, you will die, for you cannot eat. There needs to be a shake-up. There needs to be more people on board with the true ways of light. By that I mean natural. It doesn't have to be as organic, but if you grow your own food, don't put pesticides on it. Plant interspace. There is so much information to help you do this. And mass-produced crops, they are always polluted, whether we like it or not. It is the times we live in. And it is shocking how many toxins many of you carry around in your bodies. And even the fish have metal. Not all, but some. Tuna is one, because they feed predominantly on fish from the bottom. And the little fish, when they come up, they're eaten. And the tuna live on the top, absorbing. And when it gets into your tin, you cannot see what's in it. It just looks like fish, smells like fish, tastes like fish. How can you possibly know the metals that are floating around? Your body only needs a small amount. And I can tell you many bodies are saturated. We are not saying don't eat fish. We are saying look at their life cycles. Look at how they breed. Be kinder instead of greedy. What you take from the ocean. And more to the point, stop dumping. The dumping of toxins into the sea. She is not an everlasting processing plant. There is sewage, and some of that is grotesque. I need not go into that. But many of the seas around you have got floating plastic because they kidded you. That plastic was being recycled and it was being sent somewhere else for a price for it to be dismantled, when the people who bought it don't have any recycling place. They just wanted the money because they need the money, as does everyone. But what happens then? It is piled up and piled up and piled up. They have found a bacteria that eats plastic. It is not widely used yet, because until someone can make profit from it and make it in volume, it is not going to happen. Demand better ways, because your bodies cannot keep taking more. more rubbish, more plastic particles, more toxins. The air is sprayed with sulfur to manage the weather. Do you see the weather being managed? It is still hot. There is something I'm going to explain to you in a moment, and you will not believe. Now then, this is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to move in a little deeper now, because I want to truly explain something important. It is vital to your well-being for the future. Give me a moment to breathe more deeply. I come from a place of love within you. I was in a shallow space just now, but now I am in a deeper one, connected to Source fully. For information is out there for all of that. This is different. Your consciousness is rising, and you have a choice whether to align with that rising. You have a conscious choice to tune into who you truly are. But we can tell you, the more the consciousness rises, the more solutions will be found. And you will understand then that many of these systems are almost dinosaurs in an age where dinosaurs should have died out, because they're built on greed, control. They take away everyone's power to do, everyone's power to improve. You have a fallacy that yes, you can come in, but you know, you go to university these days, you're lucky to even have a job in your given field, because cutbacks have changed all that. Many systems are folding on the inside. Health services, animal places. The price is getting higher and higher, and people cannot afford. Some have private care, and even that is dependent on your income. Work it out. If your income will only buy you that, and that, sooner or later none of you will have any income left, and you will find yourselves in a place where when you get ill, there will be nothing available because you cannot afford to pay. Do you want this for yourselves? There are natural remedies, of course, and they go very far into balancing you. But you know, if you have severe infection, you need a doctor. If you have the need of a blood transfusion, you need a doctor. If you're in an automobile accident, you need a doctor. Could you imagine a world where, you don't have insurance, so they're just going to leave you to die in agony? Because this is where the world is heading as it is. More. And you lot will get less. Come on now, peoples, you need a fairer way. You need a way that encompasses all people, all children, all beings, and all animals, for that is the way of the Source. You know in your heart it is not right, and it is getting worse and worse. Lovingly search your hearts for answers that you can offer. Join forces, have committees, find better ways, and lobby if you need to. Lobby as to where the money's going. Lobby for the health service. Lobby for everything, but do it with peace. Because if you do it with any form of anger and violence, you'll be stamped on by the establishment. Peaceful ways. Get together, sign petitions, find better ways to do. We all know the world is unfair, for many of you have experienced it firsthand, and it is no joke. It is sad, and it is not good. Today we want to explain something else, but Mary will come in, and she will explain that in a moment. I bid you farewell for now, from my heart space to all of your heart spaces, with love, with compassion, with deep soulfulness. I implore you to listen to my words before it is too late, For you see, we are on the precipice of change, and that change depends on all of you. Do you participate in the change, or do you let things happen to you? The choice is yours. I send you blessings. Have gratitude for the small things, but look at ways to improve what you can do for you. Grow some vegetables. Take a bit of time preparing your food in the morning so you're not eating junk. Take decent care of your bodies, for they are your divine vessel you live your human life in. And if you don't recognize them as such, then they will become ill. And as we have discussed, that might not be good. With that, I leave you. I implore you all to find better ways to solve the issues on this planet now. Now is the time. Blessings and love. So it is. Good day to you all. I am Mary Magdalene. Today I come to speak to you of much that is of deep concern. For you see, Gaia, i.e. Mother Earth, she is rising in her frequencies, and soon she will take an ascension. We will not tell you when that is, for it is of no purpose for you to have a time. But my children, this is the dilemma. Do you rise with her by moving within and loving yourself, forgiving yourself, clearing your baggage from your electromagnetic field, which permeates every cell of your body? For you see, the lighter you are, the more you can align to Mother Earth. For she is your mother, she is your sustainer. She's so connected to you. The energy from her moves up through your feet and up through your head. And then the energy of source moves through your head down to your feet. It is a constant rhythm. And the only thing that matters is whether your heart is truly open. Because if it is not open, you get a trickle. Just a tiny trickle. But it is up to you. You can increase that to a bigger trickle, a wider space of flow, or a huge amount of flow. So you're so connected to Source that you'll be guided every step of the way by your soul, by the higher parts of who you truly are, that do not reside in the human body. And they don't come down to meet you. You have to rise in frequency to meet that. So you see, the dilemma for Earth people now is, how long do you really have on this planet? For she is making her journey without you or with you. That has been decided. And the weather patterns are changing because her energy field is needing to balance. She has had many years of, shall we say, dense, dark energies thrust upon her surface. She has been mined to the hilt. She had oil taken out of her. Every gem imaginable has gone. All the gold is being pilfered. And man takes ownership of it. And it is not really owned. The crystals deep in the earth are resonating and aligned now. Unfortunately for them, they are too deep to be mined. Gaia has a grid. In fact, she has several. But the only way you reach that grid is, yes, in the heart, moving within. Because within is contained everything, and we mean everything. You might appear to be a human having a life, but you're in a field of resonance. Some people repel you, some attract you. Some ignore you, and some you ignore because they don't feel quite right for you. But let us tell you, if you cling on to the old realities where substance, i.e. material items, are the framework of your life, you are going to be very disappointed in the coming years. For you see, the only being of importance is yourself. If there was a hurricane, your things will be ruined. Your life, how much is your life worth to you? You see, these are the questions we should be asking. Now, at least, when there's disasters, many are coming to assist others. And we don't want these things, but the planet is shedding, and the turmoils around are getting more and more frustrating for many. Too much rain, too much sun. And it is not that anyone's fighting back. We are going through a passage of change. And in that passage of change, the weather is one of the things that's also changing. Does not mean it will always be hot. There'll be a point when it settles back out. But for now, we have to change with it. We have to be industrious and find ways to deal with the extra heat. You can have fans, you can have air conditioning, you can have ice, you can stay shaded, you can stay indoors. That is, if indoors is okay. For so many are facing these dilemmas. But there is also coldness, and the cold is reaching lower and lower in some places, lower than it ever has, in this century at least. So you see, dear souls, we need to be open. We need to be more aware and more aligned so that we know what to do. For you cannot solve problems from a space of duality, and that is where opposites are there. You have to rise beyond it to find solutions. And many will just look in the duality over and over, and things are not working anymore. That is apparent to everyone now. People get up, go to work, do their days. Not all people, children, go to school to be stuffed with information. And some of the information is of no use to them, and some might be. We're not saying don't educate your children, but what we are saying, what are you feeding them? Their minds. What are you feeding their brains? Because these children here are a different type of children to the ones you would have been, and the ones before that even, for they come in prepared with a much higher frequency than you. Your children, if you allow them, can show you new ways. They can suggest to you. And you cannot order these children. You have to bargain with them. Ask them why. Don't just punish them, but talk with them. For you see, they may be in a tiny body, but their souls know many things that you do not. You need to listen to these little beings, for they can teach you much. They are here for their purpose. Allow them to live their purpose. The old education systems, many don't want to go to school because they don't perceive it as useful for them, but because most adults have to go to work, they don't have time to self-educate. So you could just have one set of parents rotating, but then you wouldn't want to give up your holidays. But we tell you now, there is change. There is so much change that is available. And let us see it like this. There is potential. Every moment is pregnant with potential. So every choice you make, you can make it like the choice you made before, like the choice you've always made. Or you can go, stand still and breathe and go, maybe I can find a new choice today. Then I don't have to keep experiencing the merry-go-round. What choice can I make that's beneficial? And if you find yourself clouded with all these emotions, they are stored within you. You need to release these emotions about all sorts of things, because this is the difficulty with being human. Aeons have gone by, and lifetimes have gone by, where all the stories went round and round and round. You see a woman who attracts what they would call a wrong one in these days, who doesn't treat her well, so she gets rid of him because she's had enough. And then along comes a charmer And hey presto, within a year, the same thing. And so on and so forth. She can have 10 partners in succession, but because she is carrying the frequency of expectation of not being treated well, that resonates out, and a person who knows they don't have to treat her well will come into her spectrum. Repeated pattern learning. The only way out of that is to create a new pattern within yourself. And to do that, you must get rid of your baggage. There are ways you can go to a therapist, or you can stand, breathe deeply, and set an intention. And the intention needs to be something like this: I am ready to receive anew. I am ready to let go of my old patterning. And then you put whatever the pattern is that you keep repeating, and you go, I no longer wish to repeat this pattern. I want to step off the merry-go-round. Show me a way I can do this. Show me a way to let go of this pattern. And you can do this intention for anything, whether it's fixed ideas, whether it's drinking too much, whether it's seeing too much good in people and attracting people who almost certainly use that against you. For there is an abundance out there of like matchings, generally polarized. And the polarization is what creates the space. So now you see about polarization also. So with this polarization, you need to rise beyond it to let go of much more, the deeper areas. And for this you say, I would like to find a solution that is for the highest good. I ask my soul to guide me into a fairer way, to guide me into looking for the better things, for the things that bring grace and ease, for the things that allow me to find new ways. And by taking deep breaths within, listening to meditation music, you can do Tai Chi, you can do yoga. All these things help the body to align more fully and to open the heart. For the heart is the key to everything. It has always been the key to everything. And when we talk about love, coming from love, we are not talking about love between a man and a woman that has its passions and its arguments and its beauty and all of those things, although that is a type of love. That is a learning love between two people who have agreed to come together to show each other what each needs from the other. A love for a child is generally much purer. You want to protect them, you want to nurture them, you want to do right by them. That doesn't apply to everyone, of course, for so many reasons, which we are not going into right now. But you see what I mean. Love that passes all understanding is different. For the reason it is different, because it comes from Source. It surrounds you at all moments. It surrounds the animals and they feel it, which is why they can bring you unconditional love. When you've had a bad day and you take it out on them and you're late giving them their dinner and you go in the garden instead of a walk because you can't be bothered, they still love you. They are not separate. You are the separate one. This sea of divinity is there for you to tap into at all times. But if you don't attempt to tap into it, you will never feel it, for you will be in a different frequency to it. This sort of love is a beautiful frequency. It is the frequency of heaven. And right now, whether you believe it or whether you don't, we are creating heaven on earth. And by that I mean bit by bit, slowly but surely. We are lifting our frequencies a bit at a time, some more than others. There are many way showers to guide you now. YouTube has so many way showers, and you can flick through to learn things. And there are people who are experts in the climate. There are others experts in growing. There are others experts in music to lift the soul. There are others who can show you the way to increase your frequency levels, to help you to open your heart. So many different ways. For you see, we liken it to if you take the middle of a cartwheel and you turn that source, and then you have millions and millions and millions of spokes going to the outer edges that then are encased in a wheel. The wheel is the world, and you are the spokes. The potential is always there, but you must want it, you must seek it, you must find it, and then you must work at enduring, you must work at developing it, you must work at connecting and aligning to it, and then the world can rotate and lighten up and be a better world. Do you understand? Do you understand? For it is you, each of you are the key. Each of you's heart space is the key. For the more light we have flooding into the wheel of the earth, the more elevated the life you can live will become. So please join with others of like minds. Tread gently. Be connected. The food you eat grows in your soil. The trees that give you shade have been there for aeons. They don't complain about the sun. They shade you. They give you energy. They also give oxygen to the planet. The plants you buy in your supermarket, like your lettuces and your potatoes and your carrots and your cabbages, all those things, the sweet corn, it is grown in this fair earth, is it not? If you don't tend to the earth, how can you expect her to tend to you? It is a connected relationship that has been ignored. And if you have good animal husbandry and care for these beautiful beings who provide food on your tables, eggs, cheese, milk, and the different meats people eat, the chickens, the cows, the sheep, bear their welfare in mind, for they are so deserving. They love regardless, but it is sad to see them suffer when they do not need to. It needs resources, and it needs caring, and it needs thought. But please stop seeing these beings as inferior, for in some ways they are so much more superior to you. And they cannot speak your language, so you know it not. They love you regardless. The farm animals will graze and do whatever you allow them within the vicinities of what you can afford, their veterinary care, clipping if they're a sheep because of the heat, the medications they need on this planet at this time. It is all dependent on you lot. Everything is dependent on humans. So you see, humans, you are important because you are the change that we would prefer. You are responsible for bringing in these changes. And one more thing I would like to say. All of you wish that war did not exist, but we are telling you something of great import. Until there is peace within each one of you, when you are peaceful and don't condemn and don't judge, and don't point fingers, but have the compassion to see that each human is doing the best they can, having the compassion to know that many struggle. Until there is peace within your hearts, you will not experience peace without, for you see, the resonance is exactly the same. Whatever resonance you send out into the world, you attract it back to you. So if you love drama, you're going to get drama in abundance. And if you keep getting drama, what are you actually doing? You're exciting your emotional body and your mental body. But is it good for you? Maybe this is something you need to ask yourselves. And another thing I will touch on, stuff. Many people have more stuff than they know what to do with. Some of them are just coming out of the rafters and they still want more. This is a dissatisfaction within, because many of you are realizing that the resonance at which the world is functioning is not the true resonance. They don't know what's wrong, but they know something is. They don't feel right, so they try to fill it with stuff. The inner body, it can only call you gently, but you have to move within to find it. And even if you start off with a walk in nature, or sitting in your garden for an hour after work, or even sitting in a lovely bath, or enjoying a shower and giving thanks to the water, giving thanks for the joys of the day, no matter how tiny, those things will open your heart. The heart is where the magic is. The heart is where everything resides. And until you find that space, you'll be, I hasten to say victim, because that is not the word I would choose. But we are all products of our own creations, whether we like it or not, for we set up resonances around and about. And what comes into our life that day is exactly what we've invited with our energy field. I am not talking about souls who choose to come into bad families, because some people go through horrendous suffering at other people's hands. This is a different situation. This is a soul contract between those parties to teach, to experience, to learn some of the most awful aspects of humanity. That is a different ball game, and we will not expand on that just now. At a later date, maybe. But the average general human being, if you leave the house in a bad mood and you don't have time for this and you don't have time for that, what happens? You miss your bus, or you get in your car and get stuck in traffic. Your energy resonance is being heard. Do you see? Today I'm drawing to a close because I have covered a range of things that are all interconnected and all necessary and all important to know. I will speak again on matters next time, but I hope that there is food for thought in my words, because as human beings having an experience, it is so necessary to do it mindfully, because if you don't, you are held sway to all the currents that will affect you. Some would say self-mastery, but it is done in baby steps. It isn't something that happens overnight. If you put no work in, you get nothing. If you put some work in, you get a bit. If you put a lot of work in, it will unfurl. But it will unfurl in perfect timing, for you cannot just go and it's done. There is too much. You have lifetime's worth. It takes time, it takes gentleness, it takes compassion and love for yourself. So many lack this on your planet today. If I can leave a parting word, it would be, give yourself something to make you feel loved. It is not selfish. If it's a soak in a bath, if it's making a beautiful apple pie that you adore, if it's having half an hour's peace from your husband and children, or even from others, doesn't matter. Or even if it is just taking a little bit of time in another room to sit quietly and contemplate. Gift yourself those things, because it is an act of self-love. There are many acts of self-love which we will go into at a later time also. I am taking my leave now, and I will speak again soon. Many blessings, and remember to give thanks, for gratitude is the currency of love. We are back to love. I send love, I send source love to you all. But I implore you, send love to yourselves, for it is sorely needed in these times. Bring us back to love, for that is where the magic is, and it is where all the solutions can be found. Many blessings. I will speak again soon. I send compassion out to all those suffering right now, for there is much suffering in your world. And may the balm of love, the balm of light, soothe each of you in your hour of need, and know you are not alone. You are never alone. You each have angels around you. You each have a guardian angel with you. But then, like the wise parent, they have to stand back and let you learn the lessons, because until you learn them, you cannot let them go. But you are never, ever alone in this world, and no matter how bad it gets, your soul is still fine. You will get through things. You'll be surprised how resilient the human soul truly, truly is. And we just wish you peace. We wish you peace within. We wish you joy, even if it is but for a fraction of time. Be peaceful. Be loving to one another. Be kind to those in your vicinity, and it will pay dividends. For you will notice even a smile at the right time can lift a person's day. So be mindful of yourself first and foremost, and then those in your vicinity. For you see, it is like a virus, but of the good sort. It will spread, and then they will spread it, and they will spread it. But virus is a funny word, because you don't think of joy as being beautiful. And you don't see it as a virus, but a virus is only something that spreads, so it can be negative or positive. Let us make positive our days more and more. Blessings and love to each of you. Farewell for now. And so it is.